The first dimension is introduction to solar energy, and this dimension has been split into 4 parts, which is basics of solar energy part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. In part 1 we are giving you the basic idea about this: the sun, the earth, what is radiation, electromagnetic radiation, solar radiation and turbidity, attenuation of solar radiation in atmosphere. So from zero almost we are starting it. What is the source of energy, how this at sun, how this hydrogen is converting into utilizable energy, how it is coming to earth, what kind of losses are there, attenuation are there, turbidity is there, standard atmosphere is there. So all classification has been carried out this based on best research and development done in this area. Then basics of solar energy part 2 is comprising actual basic solar energy towards sun earth geometry, sun earth angles, how to estimate it, angle of incidence. It is covering solar earth geometry and angles, air mass, latitude, longitude, solar time, solar declination, tilt angle, azimuth angle, either it is surface azimuth or solar azimuth, zenith angle, and all angles you have to calculate numerically. So some questions have been made on this, specific quizzes have been developed. Numerical calculations, how to calculate angle of incidence on horizontal surface, vertical surface, tracking surfaces or inclined surface, and effect of angle of incidence on the basic properties which are defining overall efficiency of solar PV system. Those things will be covered in section number 2, basics of solar energy part 2. Basics of solar energy part 3 is focused towards solar thermal, and in solar thermal, because it is very wide area, we have covered aspects of low, medium and high temperature solar thermal technology, the basic idea, basic science behind it, and the application, in which we have covered solar collectors, concentrating solar collectors, flat plate solar collectors or evacuated tubular solar collectors, metal ETC collectors, metal glass ETC collectors, unglazed collectors, air heating collectors. Application of solar thermal technologies: concentrating solar power, which is solar thermal power generation, thermal energy storage, solar passive buildings, CSP global and Indian scenario. What are the aspects of commercialization of solar energy towards power generation via thermal route? Questions and answers in detail in these sections have been elaborated. Then we are finally covering in this introduction to solar energy basics of solar energy, and in this specific section we are focusing solar photovoltaic. So from basics we are starting: classification of materials, conductors, insulation and insulators and semiconductor materials, Fermi energy level, how to construct a PN junction, solar cell operation, designing of solar cell, module and arrays, solar PV system and power projects, solar photovoltaic technologies, solar photovoltaic application, scenario of commercialization, what is the picture in context of India, how many global players are there, how many players and what is their percentage wise availability in context of India. Out of n number of manufacturers, we are giving tiering of the whatever tiering means, 1 grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade tiering of these manufacturers. All these aspects will be presented in this particular section. So this is all about introduction to solar energy, which is split into 4 major parts.